Hey guys, welcome back. It's a nice day here today. Fall's coming though. You feel it in the morning and at night. She's a coming. I just want to talk about a couple. They're clones, but they're some of the first clones. I talked earlier about not being able to afford the real things when I was a kid. Well, not a kid, but in my teens. But I was able to get some of these clones. And I wanted to talk about these two in particular because both of them are my bottles still from, they're at least about 20 years old, 15, 16 years old. Yeah, they're at least 20 years old, maybe 21 or 22. And when I show you these 2 cents, remember this was the early 90s, mid 90s. So these two were still, they weren't new even then, but they weren't. Today these two are seen as classic, definitely. Most people who buy colognes know these two. And but nowadays they're seen more as dated would be a good term for them. I guess these weren't dated back then. People were still wearing these two regularly. It's not really going to be a review so much as just me rambling tonight, because I just want to talk about them, so I'm gonna. Well, there's the two. They're both by the Classic Match by Belcam. They always made great ones, man. They really did. You could not tell the difference between a Belcam Classic Match and the authentic. I don't care who you are, how good your nose is. You could not tell the difference. Maybe now the newer stuff, but back then you could not tell the fucking difference. And as a matter of fact, these two knockoffs are based on pretty much the authentic formulations from the 80s, not the new reformulations of these two. So they're quite honestly, and I don't say this a lot about knockoffs and clones, but these are better than what you can buy now in terms of the reformulations. They last longer, they're stronger, they've got more of the original ingredients than the reformulations do. Anyway, let's just get right into it. This is Classic Match Polo. The original Polo, you got it in a green bottle. I decant it because I lost the little nubby thing. So I just decant it now. But I mean, I haven't worn it in fucking years. That's not true. I wear it every now and then around the house. Just, I'm a very nostalgic guy, if you can't tell. Some days I'll just sit and think for hours about days of yore, you know what I mean? You know, yesterdays and when I was a kid, and this is one when I was a kid. When I was a kid. Like I said, I got this Classic Match bottle. Jeez, it would have been 91, 92, somewhere around there. And this is the original one I had. No, I'm lying. This is a second one. I went through the original one. The original, or was it? Either it's the first one I had or the second one anyway. But it's old as shit. It's older than me and I'm old as dirt. So, yeah, just some memories of it, I guess. And this was what everybody was wearing. My sister, all the boyfriends and guys she liked and stuff when I was younger and she was dating. This is what they were all wearing. Polo. In my mind, and I'm probably wrong, so don't crucify me, guys, but in my mind, Polo, you know, maybe it was just my age and I was just starting to notice it, but Polo seemed to be the first cologne that I can really think of anyway that was heavily duped, you know, duplicated. Because it was expensive. It's still really expensive, but it was expensive as hell back then, especially for a fucking... the young guys that were wearing it that were hanging out with my sister, you know, the 13, 14, 15-year-old boys most of them weren't affording Polo. So they'd all buy like Classic Match. There was another one, Cataline or something, I can't remember now. There's fucking a dozen different kinds of Polo, but this one was the one to get if you couldn't get the authentic back in the day, because its performance was pretty much spot on. Its smell was spot on. I think back in the day, remember this is 91-ish, I think it was $6. I think they're like 10 or 15 now for the classic matches. But it was like $5 or $6. An allowance, basically. That's what I got for an allowance, was $5. And yeah, I can't show you the sprayer. Like I said, that went fucking... that was gone before YouTube was a thing. I mean, that was gone pretty much before the internet was a thing. It's actually how I learned to decant, was from this, because I couldn't get it was weird that the sprayer, different sprayers wouldn't fit and wouldn't spray right on it. So I had bought my mother a perfume for Christmas, Oscar de la Renta something or other, and it came with a little decanting kit. And that's what I did. I learned to decant with that. And so you can see I did wear it over the years. I probably, other than spraying it every now and, I mean maybe once or twice a year, a spray or two. Other than that, I just haven't worn it in, it's got to be 10 years. But back in the day, this was the shit. And like I said, these are more, these two that I'm going to show you, this one and the other one, are more close to the original formulations than the reformulations, the releasing of these classics are now. How do I know that? I'll tell you with the next one. Because I don't have an authentic bottle of Polo. You know, I've never, ever in my life, all the colognes I've had and have, I've never had an authentic bottle of Polo. It's weird. I never bought one anyway. I think I did have one, but I never bought one. But, yeah. I remember I was playing the playground. So I think it was 10 or 11. And a boy my sister was dating, he didn't really date back then, but you know, whatever, was wearing this, and she come down to the playground to get me or whatever, I can't remember now, but I remember her talking about, oh my God, he smells so good, and this and that, and this, and her talking of cologne, certain colognes that boys would wear that she was dating, mostly this, and girls' perfumes they would buy, got me started on my love of fragrances. And to this, and I think that's funny, because to this day, I think every one of us who collects fragrances, we may love a lot of them, we're all in search of that, for that perfect fragrance, you know what I mean? That it lasts just right, it projects just right on your skin, and we'll never find it. And that's a good thing, that's a fun thing, because I don't think we'll ever find it. We just search, and that's why we buy so many of them. But yeah, no. Yeah, I was down the playground, and she was saying, and that's pretty much what got me this stuff right here. He was wearing this classic match. She just called it Polo, but when I seen it, it was the classic match. And they weren't as big a deal either back then. Like people nowadays are fucking knockoffs and dupes and clones, and you just garbage. No, nobody really thought that back then. And I think that's because a lot of the knockoffs and clones and dupes and shit today do suck. But Classic Match back then, again, I don't know about now because I haven't bought anything except for a CKB one, which is pretty good. But I haven't bought any Classic Match. It's got to be 20 years. So 15 years, I really don't know. But anyway, yeah, Classic Match Polo was pretty good. It's what got me started. And I'd probably bet anybody around my age in their 30s, mid 30s to early 40s, this is probably what got you started. Maybe Fahrenheit. Yeah. Share your memories if you have any. If I want to hear memories. I like hearing people's memories. You know, post a video, tag me in it. You know, comment, whatever. Just post something and let me know about your first fragrance. What you remember your first fragrance and memories and stuff. That's the stuff I like. I just like that stuff, I guess. Anyway, on to numero 2. I mean, this bottle's falling apart. Like, not the bottle, I guess, but the paint is coming off. And look at it. Yeah, I can probably tell from the bottle what it's supposed to be. Yeah, it's Classic Match Drakkar Noir. I'm running really low and I'm like saving it. And I tell you why, like I said, this stuff here, along with the Polo, and a couple others I got by them, are way more closer to the Authentics than the Authentics, or the Authentics are now with the reformulations. How I know that is I've got a couple, and this is one of them, where I had original Drakkar a few years ago. And I lost it somewhere. I only had it for a couple weeks. I probably lost it at school. So I never really got to, you know, wear it. But I always had this. Again, this bottle is, like I said, 20, 25 years old. I mean, it's only got about that much left in it. I mean, it's got very little. This is one of the ones I know is dated, but I still love it. Like Polo, I love for nostalgia reasons. This stuff I love for nostalgia reasons and the scent. I'm sorry, I know people say it's dated, and I guess it is, but it's just beautiful. Beautiful stuff. I mean, you call it dated, I call it classic. But the difference between this and the Authentic is not so much in the scent. Well, I bought last Christmas. We were just at Walmart. It was after Christmas, a couple weeks after Christmas. Sometimes at Walmart or whatever, they'll have box sets that didn't sell, so they'll put them on dirt fucking cheap. Well, they had a Drakkar Noir box that came with the deodorant stick and the aftershave and the spray cologne. It was only like $10. Not that Drakkar is super expensive now anyway, but I mean, it was $10. So I was fuck it, I'm not passing that up. And I got it, and I'm used to this stuff, putting this shit on and having it last. Fuck, this shit here, this dupe, all day. Same as this one though, all day. And projection is fucking beast. The scent is beast. They last all fucking day. If you're looking for Authentics and you don't want to pay the ridiculous price, try to find some Authentic these. They're probably a little more expensive, probably like $20 or so for Authentic classic matches, because people who know colognes know that Authentic Belcam classic match shit from back in the late 80s and early 90s is the shit. Anyway, back to this one. I bought the box set and I sprayed it on, and it smelled the same, but it just wasn't as pungent. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't. I just didn't have it. The scent was the same, but the performance lacked. Geez, only lasted 5 hours for Drakkar. That's not good, man. Drakkar should last you fucking, like I said, this shit and the Polo will last all day. Will last longer than all day. I put this stuff on in the morning. Gone to bed, didn't shower, whatever. Fucking got up in the morning to take my shower. This shit was still on me. Yeah, they don't make authentics like this anymore, and they definitely don't make the fucking dupes like these anymore. These are fucking incredible. My first experience with Drakkar Noir, again, would have been I'm thinking 91-ish. My cousins had come down from Ontario, and they had each got a bottle of Drakkar Noir for Christmas. And they were a few years old. They were like 6, 7 years older, so. But, yeah, I loved it. I fell in love with it. So, I knew I'd never be able to get the authentic bottle. Just wasn't in the budget. No big deal. So I got one of these when I got my allowance. I think it was 2 allowances. Yeah, I think it was $6 or $7. So I had to wait 2 weeks to get one, but it was worth it. And yeah, it's still the same. And these just last longer now than the authentic reformulations you buy. They're more pungent. They project better. They last longer and all that jazz. Anyway, guys, that was just a fun little one. I wanted to talk about them too. Again, like I said, if you have any memories or your nostalgias for any of this stuff or any things like that, just hit me up. I have a couple more that are pretty close to the authentics. Tommy, Cool Water, believe it or not, Aqua de Geo, CK1, and I recently, like I said, bought a CKB one. I think that's it for Belcam that I have. Oh, Polo Sport. I have a tiny little bit of Polo Sport left because it's the same as, well, they're all the same as this. I kind of want to only wear them when I really want to wear them because I'm running out. And they're just, I did check online. And these are getting not expensive, but for knockoffs, they're getting expensive. $20-$30 for an authentic classic match. Shit, I should have bought 2. Anyway, guys, just let me know, please. Do a video and tag me in it if you want. Comments, whatever. Just let me know. I'd love to hear it. All right. Peace. Love. Be good to each other.